and he didn't know what life was all about when his mama introduced him to his first Brussels sprout. He took one bite and said, "Mama, this stuff makes me wanna hurl." She pointed at him and said, "Son, there are kids starving all over this world. Put a little ketchup on it, it'll help it go down easy. Some things in life are hard to swallow, but trust me and believe me, there'll be a little sunshine, and there's gonna be a little bit of rain. When it's hard to do the right thing, just smile and don't complain. Put a little ketchup on it." He sure loves his beautiful wife. She's almost perfect, but she can't cook to save her life. He thought about saying something, but he knows there's a better way. He grabs that old red bottle, 'cause he can hear his mama say, "Put a little ketchup on it, it'll help it go down easy. Some things in life are hard to swallow, but trust me and believe me, there'll be a little sunshine, and there's gonna be a little bit of rain. When it's hard to do the right thing, just smile and don't complain. Put a little ketchup on it." If it's baked, if it's toasted, if it's fried, if it's roasted, don't let what's good go to waste, 'cause you don't like the way it tastes. Put a little ketchup on it, it'll help it go down easy. Some things in life are hard to swallow, but trust me and believe me, there'll be a little sunshine, and there's gonna be a little bit of rain. When it's hard to do the right thing, just smile and don't complain. Put a little ketchup on it, put a little ketchup on it, a little Heinz ketchup on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Was a time when I was everything and nothing all in one. Then you found me. I felt like a cloud across the sun. I need to tell how you light up every second of the day. In the moonlight, shine like a beacon on the bay. No, I can't explain, but there's something about the way takes my breath away. Oh, the way you look tonight, with a smile, you pull the deepest secrets from my heart.
way you look tonight, and before that, a great fun tune called Put a Little Ketchup on It. Well, thank you for catching up with us. We are on the air on the Tim Kelly Show, KICR, Indie Country Radio. Add a .com to that, and you'll find us live on our website right now. Just hit that Spreaker Live radio player and listen to New Country's Best. Tonight is 2 for Tuesday, so that means everybody gets played twice in a row, and we've got 2 great interviews for you tonight. Bottom half of the first hour, I've got Demi Michelle Swartz going to join us on the program. And in the bottom half of hour number 2, my good buddy Mr. Craig Hendricks will be here. You're going to love their music. You're going to get to hear the stories behind their songs. And like I said, everybody gets double shots all night long. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight. We want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the other stations that replay this program. Great ones like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, devilscountryradio.com, radiotheking.be, also from Belgium, WVMIradio.com, realradio.us, downtheroadradio.com from Ireland, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio, Texas, RadicalOnlineRadio.com. We are affiliated with a couple of great record labels, Sony Orchard record labels, LakeParadiseRecords.net, and the major independent artist record label from Texas as well. CountryRadio.lu, by the way, is another station we're on, 93.9 out of Luxembourg. Thank you to all of those folks for replaying the show. We sure do appreciate it. And you can also catch us on great podcasting formats like Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Just search The Tim Kelly Show. Well, we're going to play some songs tonight that are going to get stuck in your head. That's the title of this next one, my buddy Seth Mills. It is called Stuck in Your Head on The Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on a 2 for Tuesday.
Saw you dancing on that bar, double stopping and stealing hearts. You were lighting them up. I was stuck across the room. You smiled at me and I couldn't move. Girl, you had me starstruck. About 20 minutes later, I was stepping outside, but I knew for the rest of the night you'd be stuck in my head like that damn song they're playing on the speakers. Girl, you rocked them all night long. You pulled me in close, poured them drinks strong. I can go anywhere, but there's just no moving on, 'cause you're stuck in my head, 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 whoa. Like a light switch, girl, you turned me on. I wasn't nowhere close to being gone, but I could have swore that I was drunk. By the way my head was spinning round, I was screaming out above the crowd. So girl, I gotta be upfront, 'cause I've seen a couple hundred girls in my time, and you're the only one I got on rewind. 'Cause you're stuck in my head like that damn song they're playing on the speakers. Girl, you rocked them all night long. You pull me in close, pour them drinks strong. I can go anywhere, but there's just no moving on, 'cause you're stuck in my head, 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 whoa. 'Cause you're stuck in my head, 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 whoa. See, normally I would skip it if I ain't feeling the beat, but tonight you're steady on repeat. 'Cause you're stuck in my head like that damn song they're playing on the speakers. Girl, you rocked them all night long. You pulled me in close, poured them drinks strong. I can go anywhere, but there's just no moving on, 'cause you're stuck in my head, 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 whoa. 'Cause you're stuck in my head, 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 whoa.
for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
Sitting by this window seat, staring out over the clouds. Don't know how the hell I got here, but I know I'm touching down. It's been 4 nights straight of hurry up and wait for you to come around, but you ain't called, so I bought a ticket back to my hometown, where I ain't gotta see you around. I can drive any back road to Lane. I can stomp that gas through a cornfield after a fresh rain, and hit my old spots from the parking lots to the riverbank, whatever it takes, 'cause I'm gonna stop this hurting feeling with some hometown healing. When saw my mom and dad and they asked me how I've been, it's kinda hard to tell the truth, some things just ain't for them. But now I got the keys to the 350, in the back I got a fishing pole. I'm gonna burn up some diesel, redline the needle, and crank up the radio. Country roads take me home. I can drive any back road to Lane. I can stomp that gas through a cornfield after a fresh rain, and hit my old spots from the parking lots to the riverbank, whatever it takes, 'cause I'm gonna stop this hurting feeling with some hometown healing. With some hometown healing. I couldn't wait to get out of here when I was growing up, but since you broke my heart, I can't get enough of this hometown healing. Of this hometown healing. I can drive any back road to Lane, and I can stomp that gas through a cornfield after a fresh rain. Hit my own spots from the parking lots to the riverbank, whatever it takes, 'cause I'm gonna stop this feeling, 'cause I'm gonna stop this feeling with some hometown healing, with some hometown healing, with some hometown healing.
That is Seth Mills. That is called Hometown Healing. I am broadcasting from my hometown, Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And we got a bunch of people in our live chat room and listening from their hometowns. We're broadcasting all over the world, though, from Branson, Missouri. And so wherever your hometown may be, we hope you have a safe and happy Tuesday night listening to New Country's Best. Thank you for tuning in. We sure do appreciate it. This next song will get stuck in your head. She is a great country music artist from the state of Texas. Her name is Jenna Paulette. This is called You Ain't No Cowboy on the Tim Kelly Show, KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on 2 for Tuesday.
Cheyenne wind, blue green eyes with a whiskey grin. It's almost like you knew I had a heart to steal. Yeah, we danced till the lights came on. Kiss me slow to a George Strait song. I had no doubt that you were the real deal. You sure know how to make a cowgirl fall. You got the boots, scars on your knuckle, but settling down don't win any buckles. You ain't no good at sticking it out for the long haul. Turns out you ain't no cowboy at all. Turns out you ain't no cowboy at all.
Listening to Two for Tuesday on KICR Indie Country Radio.
I saw some blonde hair blowing out your shotgun window. You even went and cleaned up your truck. I heard she's vegan and she grew up on the West Coast. Just like that, I ain't mad we broke up. Don't know her, but I know you. I hate to be the one to break the news. You can put the girl in the country, dress her up in denim, coveralls and new Justin boots. Sit her in the saddle, fix her up with some tackle, but she don't know the first thing to do. Won't fix your biscuits like you like 'em. You can wish and you can try, but you can't small town or big city world. You can put the girl in the country, but you can't put the country in the girl. You either grew up like we did or you didn't. You don't teach a whippoorwill to sing. Take her way out and do some nitty-gritty fishing, but it'll never turn her into me. You can put the girl in the country, dress her up in denim, coveralls and new Justin boots. Sit her in the saddle, fix her up with some tackle, but she don't know the first thing to do. Won't fix your biscuits like you like 'em. You can wish and you can try, but you can't small town or big city world. You can put the girl in the country, but you can't put the country in the girl. Oh no. Yeah, I bet she drinks her beer from a glass. I bet you when you get a dip she gets mad. And when she don't know all the words to friends in low places, boy, you gon' be wanting me back. You can put the girl in the country, dress her up in denim, coveralls and new Justin boots. Sit her in the saddle, tell her go round up the cattle, but she don't know the first thing to do. Won't fix your biscuits like you like 'em. You can wish and you can try, but you can't small town or big city world. You can put the girl in the country, but you can't put the country in the girl. Country in the girl.
And we put the country in country radio, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? You can tell why we call it New Country's Best, that is for sure. Jenna Paulette with Country in the Girl. How about up next, Mr. Marty Hedden? This is called A Little Less Lonely on the Tim Kelly Show, KICR, Indie Country Radio, live from Branson, Missouri.
I'm only half past heartache, and it's almost closing time. Just like that clock on the wall, you're still hanging on my mind. Every sip feels like one more step, a little farther down that line. I'm a little less lonely
empty, maybe I'll be able to smile. Even two-step with a stranger, forget about you for a while. It's a long, hard road, and I'm moving real slow, but at least for a few more miles I'll be a little less lonely. A lighter shade of blue, I'm climbing and stumbling, trying to get over you. Order me one more round of a double shot of Crown, 'cause I'm drowning her goodbye. I'm a little less lonely, if only for tonight. Pour me one more round of a double shot of Crown, 'cause I'm drowning her goodbye. I'm a little less lonely, if only for tonight.
Nobody knows new country.
Like we know new country.
Indie Country Radio, new country's best.
I wake up every morning and it happens again. She's wrapped up all around me. If she keeps loving on me like this, I'm never gonna want her to leave. Her pretty face is always wearing a smile. She swears I put it there. Well, who am I to question why she's crazy about me, when honestly I don't care. If it keeps going like it's going, if we keep rolling on this strong, if it keeps going like it's going, gonna keep on rolling along. Yeah, keep on rolling along. I thought by now she'd have changed her mind, moved on to someone new, but she can't get enough of this good old boy. So what's a good old boy to do? If it keeps going like it's going, if we keep rolling on this strong, if it keeps going like it's going, gonna keep on rolling along. Yeah, keep on rolling along. No way I'm gonna fight it, this wave I'm gonna ride it. Sometimes it's just your time. If it keeps going like it's going, if we keep rolling on this strong, if it keeps going like it's going, gonna keep on rolling along. If it keeps going like it's going, if we keep rolling on this strong, if it keeps going like it's going, gonna keep on rolling along. Yeah, baby, keep on rolling along. Yeah, keep on rolling along.
Once again, his name is Marty Hedden. That is called Going Like It's Going, and we hope it's going good for you on this 2 for Tuesday. Going good with our first radio interview so far. We've got Demi Michelle Swartz with us tonight. How are you, young lady?
Hi, I'm fantastic. How are you?
Awesome, and glad to have you on the program. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm delighted to be here. I was so excited when you agreed to, when I reached out, let me know that I could be on the show. It's a great honor to be here, so thank you.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you doing the program. And we were just talking a little bit off the air while that song was playing about how you found us, and you actually had another artist friend that tweeted out about being on the show, and you saw that, and that kind of got you to reach out to us as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's really important, like as an artist myself, to try to support as many people as possible. And a big part of that is obviously the radio stations that take so much time out of their lives to, play independent music. And so every time I stumble upon a new station, I always, go and check it out. And I was really drawn to your hosting style, and I love all the music that you've been playing, so I thought I'd reach out.
Well, thank you very much, and they're going to love your music as well. You got some good
thanks.
stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So we're in for a treat tonight, that's for sure. But you are also a writer. You enjoy mysteries, thrillers. You do fantasy genres. You do a lot of different stuff, but you also got into songwriting, and you're very creative, and you earned a Bachelor of Arts degree, in fact, in creative writing and music. So that is awesome. And that was in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. You are calling in from Pennsylvania tonight in Pittsburgh.
Right, I am, yeah, and I'm a very creative person. Last year I got my master's as well in writing popular fiction, so it's been quite a ride. I am, like you said, an author. I focus on young adult fiction and various genres, mystery, thriller, fantasy, and I am, at the moment, pitching to agents. I'm trying to get literary representation, so hopefully you will see my book in Barnes & Noble one day.
That's awesome. Hey, I read at a third grade level, but that's all right. We'll get to. No, I'm just kidding. But absolutely love that. Super talented. Now that brings up the music thing that we're doing tonight, and being a songwriter is really awesome because most of the artists that we interview on the program write their own material. There's no problem for you. That's what you do. But let me ask you this, Demi. At what point did you think or say to yourself, maybe I want to be a singer? Or was it somebody else that told you, hey, you need to maybe sing? You got a great voice.
So it's really interesting. So when I started my musical journey, I started with piano when I was 10 years old. And I was classically trained from a very young age, did a lot of recitals and evaluations and things like that. So from 10 all the way to up till now, I still play classical music too, and I studied in college. So I was always very musical. I did choir in school, and I learned guitar in college too. So I always had a musical background and knew theory as well, but it didn't really, hit me about doing songwriting until my junior year of college, when I actually added my creative writing degree. I started as music, then I added creative writing. And it was really interesting for me because it kind of collided, songwriting, half of it's the music and then half of it's, the lyrics. So it's really writing and the music. And so when I started to be doing both majors, that semester was extremely overwhelming for me, and I needed an escape. I needed to process how I was feeling. And so that's when I discovered songwriting, and I really started doing it for myself to process things and kind of get my story out. And I, for a really long time, kept my music to myself. I didn't share any songs I wrote because I honestly didn't think I was that great. But then I showed a couple of my songs to my friends, and one of them, Into Focus, ended up being my debut single in 2019. And so it was a lot of, exploring the craft, and also a big part of it was gaining my confidence too to start sharing my music.
Yeah. And, and then when you do the music thing, then along comes maybe performances in shows and getting in front of folks. And is there any stage fright, or have you done that and been performing in front of folks?
Yeah, so I feel like I do get a little performance anxiety, and I think that stems from being a classical musician, especially in college. It's a very high-stress situation playing classical music in front of my peers and professors who are very talented classical musicians. And so I had a very hard time at first with the performance anxiety in school. And so I think when I started to do shows as an artist, even though I was playing acoustically, pop and country music and my own and covers, it was definitely not the same high-stress situation of a formal event at a concert hall where everybody's wearing concert black. It's not the
Right.
same. It's not the same situation. But I think because I grew up like always being evaluated, and especially in school, I have this mentality that I have to do a good job, which I obviously want to do. But I always have this student mentality of I'm being graded when I'm not.
Yeah.
But I'm still working through that, and the more I play, the easier it gets. I prefer the songwriting and recording in the studio to performing live, but being an artist, a big part of that is live performances, so that's definitely something that I do.
Yeah. Well, we're doing a live show right now, and I'm sure glad I don't have to do the black tie and all of that stuff either to do this radio program. It's pretty cool how you can do it.
Yeah, I've gotten so much better with like interviews. Like my first radio interview I did, I like don't even want to listen back to it because it's so bad. It's terrible.
Yep.
Dude, I'm like, I was so out of my element. And, too, I think I host my own podcast as well. And from doing that for over 2 years now, I feel like I've just gotten better at, thinking on my feet and being spontaneous and having a conversation. So interviews don't bother me anymore.
That's awesome, and that's exactly how I was when I started this program. I've been doing this one for 10 years, and I still every once in a while can go back and find old shows that I did, and I'm like, wow, did I sound like that? So, it's a craft, and when you hone that craft, you just keep getting better and better at it, and then here you are on the program, and you don't sound nervous at all, and you don't have to worry about playing live tonight. We're going to play your fully produced stuff that you sent over, and it is great. So congratulations on these 2 singles.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to ask you as a young lady, why country music? You told us that you were classically trained, and you've done some of that, but how did you make the jump over to country music, too?
So it's really interesting. So when I started recording, I started in pop, and I still do pop. I'm definitely a multi-genre recording artist. But I think with the country music, I never really listened to country. Like there were some songs I liked, old Taylor Swift. I liked those songs, But one of my friends, Abby, she was so set on making me love country music. So she would send me new songs all the time, like, Jimmy, listen to this. And I'm like, yeah, that's good, but, I'm not a huge fan. And then she sent me Homecoming Queen by Kelsea Ballerini.
Yeah.
And when she sent me that song, I burst into tears. I literally felt like Kelsea wrote that song for me. And so that song really opened the door for me in country music. And so I really started to listen to more country artists and really get into the genre. And like during COVID is when I started to explore that as a songwriter. And as a storyteller, like with the fiction writing too, I find that I gravitate a little more toward country now because of the storytelling aspect of it. And so that's kind of how I got into liking country and doing it myself. And I actually last year released my own rendition of Homecoming Queen because it was such a special song to me. And Kelsea has been my favorite artist ever since. And I actually saw her live on tour back in March. And when she sang that song, I was a mess.
That is awesome. Well, I have been playing another version of Homecoming Queen from a young lady named Brandy Clark, who you may have heard of in the world of country music too. She's got a great version of her own that she did, and also a great singer-songwriter, and playing the heck out of her before she was a major signed artist, and a young lady that you probably have seen all over TV and hearing on the radio by the name of Lainey Wilson right now. We were playing her as well, and she is absolutely tearing it up. So kudos to you, and boy, aren't the women of country music fantastic and killing it right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, so that brings up another question that I want to ask you. Is there anybody that you particularly listen to? Now, maybe Kelsea Ballerini was one of them, but anybody else on the radio, country music-wise, that may have had an influence on you too?
There's so many that I love. I gravitate a lot toward the female artists. I connect more with their music. But another artist I absolutely love is Carly Pearce.
Yeah.
I have yet to see her live, but I really love her, and she's influenced me as well because of her vulnerability, and especially 29 Written in Stone. Like, it's such a vulnerable album, and she had massive success with that. And just hearing her talk in interviews and share her vulnerability and, showing emotion of like what she went through and not being afraid to talk about everything in music, it kind of reminded me that authenticity is so important, and sometimes talking about the most vulnerable things in our lives and the scariest things that are difficult to talk to people about, those things make the best songs, and Carly definitely does that. And her new song with Chris Stapleton that just came out, We Don't Fight Anymore, is so good. You guys haven't listened to it, you have to listen to it.
Yep. And another young lady that we were playing, and my buddy Don Swartz in Nashville, Tennessee, has actually done some shows for, is Priscilla Block. She is tearing it up. Yeah. So she's got a great duet with Justin Moore that I've been hearing a lot here on the radio. So, yeah, that's all good stuff. And so you did mention it just briefly, but I want to ask you again and get a little more information about your podcast that you've been doing for the last 2 years, because this show is also a podcast. We do it live, but at the same time it's being recorded and goes out to a bunch of other radio stations. I was telling you, we got Germany, and we got 3 in Belgium, and we got Ireland, and all over the United States and the world. So how did that podcast come about?
Yeah, so I love talking to people in music. I think everybody has a story to share, and especially nowadays, it's really important to give other people a platform to share their story and connect with others in the industry. And so during COVID, when I was, still doing my master's, but had a ton of time on my hands, I just started to think about what it would be like to have my own songwriting podcast and talk to others in the industry. And it eventually branched out into all areas, not just songwriting. But when I started, I asked, my friends, hey, do you want to be on? And I recorded 8 episodes before I even announced it, because I'm I need a massive backlog of episodes in case this doesn't take off and I'm scrambling to find people. And it was the wildest thing ever, because I released the first episode on my birthday in 2021, and 3 episodes in, a publicist I know in the UK reached out to me pitching artists, and I never expected this to happen. Wow. And then from that point forward, it snowballed, and over the past year or so, I think I've only personally reached out to maybe a half a dozen people. Everybody else was artists who personally reached out to me, or management, or publicists, promoters, and it's just snowballed into something really special, and I never expected that to happen. I'm so grateful for that show, because over the past 2 years, a little over 2 years, I've had incredible conversations with people who really inspired me, opened my eyes to different areas of the industry, and just really impacted my life. And the podcast is actually up for a Josie Music Award this year for Media Company of the Year, which is baffling to me too, because again, I thought this would just be a fun side project. I never expected it to take off the way it did. Yeah. So I'm really thankful for that.
If you do this long enough, that just happens. It is the snowball effect. I the same way. I started off slow and reaching out to a lot of artists. Now they just find us, and you obviously did through a tweet, and I haven't tweeted in a long time. And I'm not bragging or anything, but I've got over 12,000 Twitter followers, and I started on that format a long time ago. But it just kind of died to me even before Elon Musk bought it. But to still find a young lady as talented as you are, and I'm not asking a young lady's age or any lady's age, I know better than that, but to have already earned your master's degree at a pretty young sounding age, I think that is super impressive. And you're just an awesome lady, and I'm so glad you did find us. But and I was going to say this: if you want to interview some country artists on your podcast, just take a look at my live interview schedule on my website. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage and pick out some names, and you could reach out to them if you do need to reach out, and you could interview some of them, and I'm sure they'd be happy to be on the show, because that's one thing they love to do, and I know you're the same way, is to talk about yourself and your music and get it out there to the world, and we sure love helping people do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love when artists reach out to me, especially, and it's really interesting because over the past year or so, just from being on so many radio stations and doing interviews myself, I've seen names pop up frequently. I'm oh, I recognize them. I know who they are. Yeah. And it's wild because 2 of them that I kind of had on my radar that I was I would really like to have them on my show because they're independent like me. They actually both reached out to me personally And I'm like, this is wild. And now, like, I'm like kind of friends with both of them, and they're both going to the ISSA Awards in August.
Yep.
So I'm excited to meet them there. So it's like really cool. I think like a podcast, a radio show, blogs, even, it's a really great way to connect people in the industry and create friends and build a network. So I'm really thankful for the podcast and for you and everybody else who gives artists a platform.
Well, same here, and I sure appreciate you blasting out on social media that you were going to be on this program. I've seen that you've been liking some of the posts that we've been making about the interviews of other artists and all of that, and then you made a post tonight and getting people to tune in, and that means the world. You know, when you do this, it's all about listeners, isn't it? You want to get as many listeners as you can, and hopefully the right people are listening
Right.
in this crazy music industry that is so tough, and you know it's competitive. It is all of that, and it's a tough business. And, you know, I admire the independent artists because they work so hard not only in making great music. I think some of this music, a lot of this music's better than the mainstream artist. And we mentioned some of those tonight that are on mainstream radio. But you also work hard at all these other things. There's marketing. There's building your own websites. There's, you know, promotion of everything. There's designing logos and making T-shirts and all the other merchandise that goes with it. There's just a ton of work that goes into that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I definitely think there's drastic amounts of talent in the independent music scene where it's like I hear some songs and I'm like, I wish that was on mainstream radio because it's like as good or better, you know?
Oh, gosh.
But,
I do that every time I push play on one, yours included.
Thank you. Yeah, but it is a lot of work, and I think it's just really nice to get support from people, like especially like when I started, like my first two singles, it obviously takes some time to start building a name for yourself, but those first like 2 years, it was really difficult because I was like, nobody's listening to me, nobody wants to interview me, like I'm reaching out to people and like nobody's answering, I'm just getting ghosted. Like it was like really difficult for my self-esteem, especially because I had like confidence issues before I even started releasing music. But then, you know, I made a connection with somebody in the UK, and she had a blog, and then she connected me with somebody who was doing a Christmas special, and ended up playing my Christmas song, and then she knew somebody who told them about me, and it kind of just like evolved from there. So, you know, like any advice I would just give to somebody is like, if you want to be in music, like you first of all have to put in the work, but you need to have patience and perseverance because you're not going to release a song, your debut single, wake up the next day and have people wanting to talk to you. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, the station is a whole lot different. I just had a 15-year-old girl that released a debut single this last week. Actually, it's probably not even released until Friday, I think, this week. And she's promoting it heavily. But she's never done a radio interview before, and so I reached out to her about being on this program just like you're doing tonight. Now, albeit, keep in mind, she's 15. I didn't ask your age. I know you're probably a little bit older than that, but her dad emails me back and asks me if he could be in the interview with her, you know, to kind of help her along and things like that. And she's put out a great debut single. So,
oh my gosh.
You know, and I don't mind that at all, because one of the questions I always ask of a young person is, what's the family support like? Well, I don't have to ask that one. I know it's going to be there because Dad's going to be there with her, and we'll get to ask him some of the questions that I want to ask too.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be really cool. But
when is this one? Because I'm going to listen.
Yeah, we haven't scheduled it yet. My schedule's crazy, but I'll let you know. She is a fantastic young artist, and it's going to be fun having her on the program. But I'll blast it out there. I'll actually message you or tag you or something when that interview's going to happen. But and I've done tons of those. You know, got this 10-year-old girl 3 years ago named Brooklyn Summer.
Brooklyn, I love Brooklyn.
You know Brooklyn,
so precious. Oh my gosh, she is the most precious little thing.
Well,
oh my gosh.
She's 13 now, and she's going to be doing her second interview on this program, but I was her first radio interview. She wanted to make me a belt buckle with my logo on it for the radio station. Well, she couldn't quite pull that off, so she sent me a little bitty guitar that says Brooklyn Summer on it. She signed it in a permanent marker, and it is hanging right on my microphone boom right now as we speak, and I have it with me on every show.
She's the cutest. I love her. She's so sweet.
Yep. And she has gotten so much better recently, you know, same as we were talking about, you know, in your first year or two, you know, you're knocking off the rust and honing your craft, and she is surely killing it right now. And her promoter says she's the next Carrie Underwood.
Oh yeah, no, I've been seeing, like, she posts a lot of videos on her Instagram. We follow each other on Instagram.
That's
and I've
awesome.
been seeing, like, a ton of stuff, and, like, to be so young, like, I'm 26, by the way. I just turned 26.
Okay, well, there you go.
But yeah, so like, I couldn't imagine, like, that. Sorry, I couldn't imagine that young, like, performing like that. Like, I did for piano, but I guess I did then. Yeah, I did for piano, but that's, I feel like, different because I'm not performing original music. I'm doing classical pieces, but it's definitely different when you start at a young age like that.
Well, and in between interview 1 and interview 2, there's going to be this question. You know, she was in California living there with her parents, and now they have moved to Nashville. So obviously that family support is there. If they, you know, and I've seen this so many times, if a parent has faith in that kid or believes in their talent, they will promote him like no other. And that's obviously what they're doing with Brooklyn. And she is definitely killing it in front of people on big stages in Nashville. Looks like she's performing almost every night. So she is super busy. And that's what I really appreciate, is you guys taking the time out to talk to me and give me 30 minutes of your time and do these radio interviews. Man, it means the world to us.
Yeah, I mean, feelings mutual. Like, you know, I think it's so important. That's why I say, like, the sport literally goes both ways. Like, the artists need the radio stations, and the radio stations need the artists. If you didn't have our music, you wouldn't have radio stations. So we really need each other. And so I'm really thankful for everybody who supports us.
Well, and I've got tons of friends, as you may have too, that are in radio and doing the big stations. You know, some of them, you know, small, medium, large market radio stations. And they, you know, I've seen an artist today, or not an artist, but a radio guy today, make a post about how it's really getting frustrating and it's dying. And we're not trying to say that radio's dying by doing this. I've been doing this for 10 years. I just want to do it differently. And I've always wanted that, you know, do something different than Nashville or whatever is putting out in Music City. You know, there's so much talk about that. And, you know, country music, traditional country music's dying, it's dead, whatever. And these award shows like CMT and all of that. But I just want to do it differently and keep it fresh. And it's amazing that these young artists like yourself are keeping traditional country music alive, and it's sure good to listen to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I love my song, I Hope You Know You're Lucky, which you're going to play tonight, especially because that one definitely has a more traditional country sound to it. Most of my other stuff is like pop country crossover, but I think it's really important to respect the genre too. And there's a lot of talk about like pop country and other kind of subgenres of country not being country music, but I think, you know, like the industry is evolving and there's a lot of different subgenres coming out and really transforming the genre. But I think, you know, like, I really love I Hope You Know You're Lucky because it's definitely a traditional country sounding song. And even like 3 years ago, I wouldn't really see myself doing a song like that, but I've grown as an artist too, and that song is one of my favorite ones. So it just came out of me in a really special way. And I was talking to my guitarist, and I was like, like he played guitar in it. He's like, Demi, you need pedal steel on this. He's like, if you want this to sound like traditional country, you got to get pedal steel. So that's the first time I had pedal steel on one of my songs. So it's really great to get to work with other musicians too.
That is awesome. I love it. Well, let's pedal this song. The first one is called Halfway Out of This Town. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so this one is on my EP, It Is What It Is, and I wrote this song after a situation where I was in a friendship where I felt like I wasn't being treated well, and I kept giving and giving and giving, and I just didn't feel like I was being appreciated. And I've always been the kind of person who believes in second chances and more than a second chance. Like, if somebody does something and I'm like, well, they'll change, you know, like, people can change, they're going to change, and I'm going to keep giving them chances. But it got to the point where I was just like so drained and I couldn't take it anymore. And so I wrote this song, and it's through the lens of a town. So I'm writing about this friendship through the lens of a town, basically framing the song like all of these things I talk about in the song, like, you know, when you see a butterfly spread its wings and you skip it, your heart skips a beat, you know, do you think of me? Do you watch a flyer, close your eyes? Because butterflies are a big part of my brand. It's like my symbol. There's other things in here about, you know, like when you're driving down a country road and my favorite song comes on the radio, do you sing along or turn it off? So I'm like listing things that's like all these things that are going to remind you of me now that I'm basically walked out of your life. But then, you know, when the chorus comes around, I'm talking about how I'm moving on, and like I'm leaving the rocky roads behind, and now that I'm halfway out of this friendship or halfway out of the town I'm mentioning in the song, I'm not turning back around. And so it's kind of like I'm done giving chances, and this song was like rough for me to write because, like I said, it's like hard for me to be that way. But a whole kind of concept that I had in my mind, like when I was writing the whole EP, the underlying concept throughout the whole thing is just taking back control of my life and getting to a better place, because I was like in a lot of toxic situations, and I wasn't happy with the person I was, and I could tell I was changing in a way I didn't like, and so I knew I needed to make changes, and this was one of them.
That sounds like a great, great song, man. I love hearing the stories behind these. And so we're going to play it. If you can hang out with us for about 5 or 10 more minutes, we're going to play your song and come back and talk some more to Demi Michelle Schwartz. This is called Halfway Out of This Town on The Tim Kelly Show. KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on 2 for Tuesday.
When the moonlight shines between the blinds and you're on your phone to pass the time, do you write to me, then press delete? When you're driving down a country road and my favorite song comes on the radio, do you sing along or turn it off? You had your chance to embrace me, I had enough, can you blame me? But I know it won't be easy to escape me. Did you really think I'd hang around all the rocky roads I can live without? You broke my trust, confirmed my doubts, so I'm not coming back for another round. I'm halfway out of this town. When you're lost in a crowd on Friday night and you hear a voice as sweet as mine, do you turn around or tune it out? Oh yeah, when a butterfly spreads its wings and you skip a beat cause you think of me, do you watch it fly or close your eyes? And if you ask me, I'm doing fine. But did you really think I'd hang around all the rocky roads I can live without? You broke my trust, confirmed my doubts, so I'm not coming back for another round. I'm halfway out of this town. I'm halfway out of this town. Won't lose my direction now. I bet since I walked out the door, you're living with deja vu. Yeah. Now watch me take the high road to freedom, cause I'm feeling brand new. Did you really think I'd hang around all the rocky roads I can live without? You broke my trust, confirmed my doubts, so I'm not coming back for another round. It is what it is, get over me somehow. Cause I'm halfway out of this town. I'm not turning around. I'm so much better now. Cause I'm halfway out of this town. I'm not turning around. It won't be long now till I'm all the way out of this town.
You are getting some good comments on that song in our live interactive chat room. What a beautiful ballad is one of the comments.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Halfway Out of This Town by Demi Michelle Schwartz. Well, the young lady that we were talking about that's 15 years old that we're going to be doing an upcoming interview with as soon as we can get our schedules together is in our live chat room. Her name is McKenna Faith Winters, and she's got a debut single out that is called Gone Country Tonight, or Going Country Tonight. And so we can't play it tonight because we're doing 2 for Tuesday, so I got to have 2 songs from everybody. And then my next show is called Triple Play Thursday, coming up in 2 days, so I play 3 in a row from everybody. And I don't care if you're a male, female, a group, a band, whatever, everybody gets played 3 times. And I don't think anybody in country radio does anything like that, except yours truly. So.
No, I mean, you're lucky on mainstream radio to hear female artists.
Yep.
Let's be real.
And I talked to a guy in radio one time, and he said, working in the radio station, if you played a female back-to-back, you got rode up.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that crazy?
wild. Like, it's 2023, guys. Like, good music is good music. I don't understand at all.
You're preaching to the same choir. I don't know if you've ever sang choir, but you're preaching to it. That's for sure, young lady.
I know.
Well, thank you, McKenna, for listening tonight and hanging out in the chat room. We sure do appreciate it, and we'll definitely be playing your music as soon as we can get it on the airwaves. I'm planning a show Friday night at the Branson Star Theater, if we can pull it off. I'm going to be doing some of the shows from there, and the Nashville Roadhouse Live show is going to go on at 8 o'clock, so I'm thinking about heading over there and doing a 3-hour show at about 5 o'clock in the evening on Friday. The Kindles are going to be there, and they had some big songs on the radio too back in the day, so we're going to get to meet Jenny Kendall and some of those folks over there at the Branson Star too. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. But you've been a lot of fun tonight, man. I appreciate the time, and keep making the great music, and let's do this. Let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say thank you again to whoever commented in the chat.
Yeah,
that was a beautiful piano ballad. That's me playing on the song. I actually I did that in one take, like the piano in that song.
Wow.
That was the one. It was in one take. And I remember I was driving my producer insane because I was like, I have to get it in one take, I have to get it in one take. And it was like the emotional resonance that I wanted with it. And so yeah, that's a one take piano recording.
Is amazing. You know, we have to do this show in one take, and after it's over, it's take it or leave it after that. So, but we have had a great time hanging out with you tonight, Demi, and keep making the great music. And we're gonna get you out tonight on about 15 other stations around the world, and you're gonna go to iHeartRadio and Spotify and Amazon and all those ones that we announced earlier. So we'll definitely get the music out there for you. And send me one more when you get a chance. I'd love to have you on that Triple Play Thursday show as well.
Well, I have a lot of songs, so I'll send you some you can pick.
That'll be awesome. So, one more question for you: where can folks reach out to you and find you on social media if they wish?
Yeah, so the best place to go is on my website, DemiMichelleMusic.com. I own that domain. My other address is DemiSchwartz.com, but it's just easier to send everybody to DemiMichelleMusic.com. I'll take you to the same place. If you type in Demi Michelle on Twitter, Instagram, you'll find me. My display name has the butterfly emoji next to it, so you'll find me. And also on my website, you can find my podcast is on there. I have new episodes that come out every other Sunday. And then also on there is a blog that I update regularly with what's going on in my life. There's some information about my author journey on there and contact information as well. And so, yeah, it was awesome being on the show. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Absolutely. And I want to thank Twitter, too. It all started with a tweet. I haven't said that in a long time. You know, I used to tweet every song when I was live on the air. I used to get on Twitter and have it logged in as well at the same time, and I would tweet out every song that was live on the air.
Oh, my gosh.
And I would put at whatever the artist, Twitter handle was, because I used to know a bunch of them. And I look back now doing that about 8-9 years ago and wonder, how did I ever pull that off? You know, because it's so hard to figure out who the next artist is you're going to play. Now, I make a makeshift playlist, but I kind of fly by the seat of my pants and just how the show's going and the feel and the music. And I know a bunch of this music, but I try to get out so much new music. You know, I don't care if an artist has something out that, like McKenna in our chat room, that's maybe not even released until this Friday, or it's only been out 4 or 5 days. If it's good music, like you said, and I agree with, it needs to be heard, and we get it on there as quick as we can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I appreciate getting you on tonight, man. It's been a blast. We're going to go out with your second song, I Hope You Know You're Lucky. Boy, you are if you're listening to Demi Michelle Schwartz on the Tim Kelly Show, KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on 2 for Tuesday. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
To the girl he holds through the night, does he tell you that you're beautiful and that you're his whole entire world? Those are words I wish he said to me, but to him I'm only a distant memory. You don't know who I am. That's okay, but I gotta say, when he surprises you with roses, I hope you know you're lucky. When he stops your tears from flowing, I hope you know you're lucky. Sometimes you don't notice you've got something gold until it's gone. So when he looks into your eyes and says he loves you, I hope you know you're lucky. To the girl he'd cross the ocean for, judge you safe forever and always, and promise you he's there to stay. Those are words I wish he said to me, but to him I'm nothing more than history. You don't know who I am. That's okay, but I gotta say, when he surprises you with roses, I hope you know you're lucky. When he stops your tears from flowing, I hope you know you're lucky. Sometimes you don't notice you've got something gold until it's gone. So when he looks into your eyes and says he loves you, I hope you know you're lucky. So lucky, oh. Don't take a single moment for granted. You got it all, so don't forget it. 'Cause I am in the dark, waiting for the sun to rise on the day I finally find the one. And if he surprises me with roses, I will know I'm lucky. If he stops my tears from flowing, I will know I'm lucky. Believe me, I will notice I've got something golden and hold on. And if he looks into my eyes and says he loves me, I will know I'm lucky. So lucky. But until that day comes, you've got everything I want. So I hope you know you're lucky.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
She said goodbye for the last time, and I ain't heard a word from that girl. So I'm gonna sit here, nurse a cold beer, ease her out of my mind with a little Merle. I'm
I'm gonna crack one open, crank one up. Love's gone to hell, so to hell with love. Gonna need 3 chords to tell the truth. Only thing that helps getting over you is a steel guitar, long necks on a neon bar. Yeah, the only way this heart is getting through this good old ice cold country music. Man, they get me straight and Whitley. They always bring me back from the brink. She ain't been gone long, but I know she's long gone. So I think I'll just stay here and drink. I'm gonna crack one open, crank one up. Love's gone to hell, so to hell with love. Gonna need 3 chords to tell the truth. Only thing that helps getting over you is a steel guitar, long necks on a neon bar. Yeah, the only way this heart is getting through this good old ice cold country music. Crank one up, love's gone to hell, so to hell with love. Gonna need 3 chords to tell the truth. Only thing that helps getting over you is a steel guitar, long necks on a neon bar. Yeah, the only way this heart is getting through this good old ice cold country music. Good old ice cold country music. Yeah.
They are a great group called Sutherland, and we got McKenna in the chat room tonight with us. She requested them basically because she made a comment about the great group Sutherland that she's been checking out lately and loving, and boy have I as well. And we got a bunch of their music. That one is called Ice Cold Country Music, kicking off hour number 2 of the Tim Kelly Show. KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com is our website. We are live on it right now from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We've got another great live interview coming up with my good friend Craig Hendricks at the bottom half of hour number 2. But they are checking out and researching the artist as I play them. So you're in for a treat tonight. You're going to hear a lot of great music that maybe you've never even heard before. And you're going to get turned on to a lot of new country music artists as well. Male and female, both on this 2 for Tuesday. One more from Sutherland. It is called Ain't For Me. Boy, it sure is for me on the Tim Kelly Show. KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on 2 for Tuesday.
Every now and then I wear that pair of jeans without the skull rings. And every once in a while I knock the dust off this old truck. Yeah, sometimes I trade a black label bourbon for a bottle of red wine and put on some old school Conway and crank it up. It ain't for me, it's for her, cause when she gets that shine in her hazel eyes, I can't help but do everything she likes. When I do, it leads to one hell of a night. It ain't for me, it's for her, and that smile she smiles right before that kiss, like midnight champagne on my lips. I'm all about giving that girl what she deserves. It ain't for me, it's for her. Yeah, I love drinking beer with my buddies at the bar on Fridays. And the way that a two-stroke John boat motor winds. Yes, sometimes I trade a little bit of back road gravel for a little bit of downtown hassle. It's whatever she wants every single time. It ain't for me, it's for her, cause when she gets that shine in her hazel eyes, I can't help but do everything she likes. When I do, it leads to one hell of a night. It ain't for me, it's for her, and that smile she smiles right before that kiss, like midnight champagne on my lips. I'm all about giving that girl what she deserves. It ain't for me, it's for her. It ain't for me, it's for her. It ain't for me, it's for her, cause when she gets that shine in her hazel eyes, I can't help but do everything she likes. And when I do, it leads to one hell of a night. It ain't for me, it's for her, and that smile she smiles right before that kiss, like midnight champagne on my lips. I'm all about giving that girl what she deserves. It ain't for me, it's for her. No, no. It ain't for me, it's for her. Yeah, yeah.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
His old calloused hands grabbed a hold of that man, drunk behind the wheel of that car. He drug him to the ground, the people gathered round. He didn't mean to take it that far. Granddad lost his wife, so that man lost his life. Between heaven and hell, caught between jail and Jesus. He found that demon in the bottle. Daddy drank his last swallow. Drunk, he hit Mama again. Yeah, the neighbors called the cops, tried to fight, but he lost. Behind bars till God only knows when. There's a price to be paid for the hands that he laid, making deals with the one that redeems us. As he lies in that cell between heaven and hell, caught between jail and Jesus.
is my good friend Peyton Howie. We have had a great couple of radio interviews in the past. There will be more. That is called Jail and Jesus, a smash hit song in my opinion, and a great video to that one you can check out on YouTube as well. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to this listener. Her name is D.D. Cooper. She's checking out the show and loving the music as well, and messaged us on one of our Facebook pages, so I appreciate that. Go follow us on the KICR Indie Country Club. Join the country club where new music happens. It's always part of the club, and we post our shows live in there before we go on the air, and the replay as well, and also artists played on KICR Indie Country Radio. That's a great group to be in as well. Brand new music now to complete the double play for Peyton Howie. It is her latest single called Orange on the Tim Kelly Show. KICR Indie Country Radio, new country's best.
A little bit older and he knew how to ride. Every now and then we were Bonnie and Clyde. I've always been a bit of a law-bending babe myself. It was all fun and games till it just couldn't stop. Always bailing out of trouble, mama's calling the cops. This time is the last time, mark my words. He said, "Ooh, baby girl, I need you. I got a red and blue in my rear view. It ain't looking like I'm gonna make it out alive. I've had it up to here, baby, not this time. You pushed me to the edge of that county line. Got me thinking that heartbreaking blue-eyed boy will look a lot better dressed in orange." Waiting on a ring, no caller ID. I pick up the phone and wonder who could it be. He said, "Come on, how could you do this to me?" He said, "Ooh, baby girl, I need you. I got a red and blue in my rear view. It ain't looking like I'm gonna make it out alive. I've had it up to here, baby, not this time. You pushed me to the edge of that county line. Got me thinking that heartbreaking blue-eyed boy will look a lot better dressed in orange. Yeah, yeah, yeah." He said, "Ooh, baby girl, I need you. I got a red and blue in my rear view. It ain't looking like I'm gonna make it out alive. No, I've had it up to here, baby, not this time. You pushed me to the edge of that county line. Got me thinking that heartbreaking blue-eyed boy will look a lot better dressed in orange. Got me thinking that heartbreaking blue-eyed boy will look a lot better dressed in orange."
New and exciting.
Broadcasted live from Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio.
She looks good, I mean real good. She got that thing about her, she got that glow around her. It's been folded, but every time I hold it, I just can't believe you can fit in that much. Pretty in a 3x3. She's in that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. There's a corner ripped off. Her name's in a heart at the bottom. There's a tear stain down the middle where I've cried a little over that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She ain't in this house, this room, or this town. She ain't in this bed I'm laying in right now. Now she's in a red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me standing there, cutting me right straight to the core. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet, because she might be in this Polaroid. She ain't in the picture anymore. Yeah, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She looks good, I mean real good.
His name is Randall King from the great state of Texas. That is called In the Picture. We'll have one more in just a second, but picture this. After this next song, a great radio interview, our second one with a gentleman by the name of Craig Hendricks. You're going to enjoy that one as well, so stay tuned. This next song is sure a fan favorite from Randall King. It is called Hey Moon on the Tim Kelly Show. KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on 2 for Tuesday.
Hey moon, it's me again, that guy that's always checking back in. How's she doing? I'm hoping better than I've been. Hey moon, there's someone you see that stands between her love and me, and I miss her. Damn, I miss her. Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot, and I know that it's crazy talking to a rock in the sky. Oh, but I gotta try. Hey moon, is she looking up from her room and thinking of us? Has she been tucked in, wondering where I've been, dreaming about seeing me again? Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot, and I know crazy talking to a rock in the sky, but I gotta try. Hey moon, shine your
out there calling that gentleman the next George Strait. I agree with them 110%. His name is Randall King, a great song called Hey Moon, and I hear a little traditional country music in that, a lot of traditional country music in that. So it's not dead, ladies and gentlemen. It's alive and well. Well, the next gentleman I'm getting ready to interview is a big part of the reason it's alive and well. His name is Craig Hendricks. How are you, my friend?
Oh, doing good. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic, man. Been loving your music for quite a while. We did a radio interview in the past, and it's great to have you back on again.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back.
Absolutely. Been looking forward to this. We just did a quick review over all the songs that I have, and I told you off the air, and I'll say it on the air now, that every one of them is great, and you're working on something new, so that's always exciting.
Oh yes, well thank you very much for that. Yep, we've actually got a split project here in the mix. Well, on one side of it, we've got looking at doing some straight up country, and the other side of it, we're actually got looking at a Christian country, inspirational country album. So we're busy.
I love that. I've been getting some of that lately, and I interviewed a group that is actually going to switch over to gospel music, and they're rebranding their whole name and everything of the group for that purpose. And I just had another guy the other night that hit me up with some great traditional gospel music, and we're going to be playing him and interviewing him on the radio too. So it's really taken off for that genre within country music, the country gospel, and we are big about that here in Branson. They love that music here.
That's awesome, and that's we do kind of an inspirational country, so everything is not necessarily scripture and verse, but it's positive. It's something your mama can listen to, you know, and that's we like bringing that positive country out, and people, they can say what they want to say. People love traditional country. They love country with a message.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, the reason I love country music is because I get to interview artists like you and hear the stories behind these songs. And boy, country music's got some great stories, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
Yep. Now, you are from the great state of Georgia originally, but you have made the move to Nashville, is that right?
Well, not quite.
Not quite?
I'm originally from Georgia, yep. I'm a transplant in the northeast Alabama.
Okay.
Right on top of Lookout Mountain. And then I spent a lot of time in Nashville.
Okay. And you've been touring a lot, too. I've been seeing a lot of that on social media. So that is good stuff, man. It's a great thing to be busy, isn't it?
Oh, it is. We just had a fun tour. I call it the visitation tour. We spent about 5 weeks on the road, went up to New England, played American Legion in York, Maine with some great friends of ours. And my wife's family is from up that way, so she got to say hello to folks and see folks that she didn't get to see all the time, and visited, had watching youngins graduate and visiting just family members. But we came through and played Massachusetts. Rural Massachusetts loves traditional country music, and so Maine does. We played in Connecticut. Had a great time doing that. And then we ended up swinging around to Ohio. Now, I'm not sure how we got there, but we had a good time.
That is awesome. It sounds like it. And boy, I'll tell you what, you play a lot of different venues, from festivals to wineries, breweries, restaurants, farmers markets, it says, numerous Nashville places on Broadway. So anywhere that you can play, you're going to put the music out there, kind of like we're doing here at the radio station. We're going to actually be broadcasting live from the Branson Star Theater, and I think our first show is going to be live in that lobby down there this Friday night.
That is absolutely awesome, and I'm so glad you're there, because it's stations like yours, people like you, that keep my music, traditional country music, going and alive, and people love that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that thank you for including me tonight.
Absolutely.
And thank you for what you do. I appreciate what you do.
Well, that just automatically got you a play on Friday night show, because what we're going to do is we're going to set up in there, and we're going to have the Bluetooth hooked up to the boombox that we got, and we're going to put it in a place where they can hear the music while they're sitting there at all those tables in the lobby and eating their concessions and everything before the big show starts at 8 o'clock, the live show at the Nashville Roadhouse Live Theater. And then after that, there's karaoke karaoke at 10 p.m. so they can go back and showcase their talents on some of the great cover songs like you artists cover in your shows too. And I see you do a bunch from 70s classics from 1955. You go way back, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, we'll go back and we actually go back to the 40s. We will pick up some of the old heel music and throw that out there, and we'll bring it on up through your old everything from Don Gibson and Fair and Young and just all the way through it. I've had people say, play the old country music, and what they meant was Joe Diffie, and what I ended up playing was Pearl and Husky. So
I was going to say way before this show was born, but that was way before I was born.
me too.
Yeah,
me too.
That's good stuff. Hey, what part of Alabama were you in?
In Mentone, Alabama. It's right above Fort Payne, where those fellas put that group together a few years ago, named Alabama. But we're top. It's northeast. We're just close enough to the Georgia line to hear the Bulldogs, and far enough into Alabama to hear them go crazy for the Tide down there. So it gets a little crazy in our area.
That's awesome. Well, my wife in the live chat room asked that question. She lived in Boaz, Alabama for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we're about 45 minutes from Boaz.
Okay.
Real good friend of mine lives over there, a Hall of Famer by the name of Jim Connor, who was with the Kingston Trio for years and traveled on his own. He's a heck of a banjo player.
That is awesome. Well, you're a heck of an artist too, and I just want to kind of refresh our first interview if a lot of folks didn't hear it the first time. How you got into country music? Tell us that story.
Well, my grandfather, you sat me down. I was the only grandchild that was allowed to play his '69 Gibson Dove Custom, and he made me play with a local bluegrass station out of Wrightsville, Georgia back then, and he just kind of imparted the love of the traditional country music to me. It was my understanding back in the day, him and my great uncle played the barn dances. And growing up, my mother gave me her record collection, so at nighttime I'd go to bed listening to everything from Tennessee Ernie Ford to Alabama.
Wow.
And it just always loved it. Loved the stories, loved the history. Just so much richness and real in the old traditional country music.
Absolutely. And so let me ask you this, because it is a process in keeping traditional country music alive, and the guys that you have in your band, the instruments that you have in your band, that takes some forethought to put that all together to make this traditional country music, doesn't it?
It does, and it actually took us a while to time everything right for studio sessions because I needed my steel player. So it's hard to get them all together. We didn't have a fiddle. My next album, I intend to have some fiddle playing on it. But you get everybody in a room together and you don't have a steel player, it just doesn't sound like it's supposed to.
It just doesn't work, yeah. and like Alabama, you said you got to have a fiddle in the band too, don't you?
It never hurts.
That's always a good thing. And I'll tell you what, boy, here in Branson, they sure love that brand of country music. And, we was at the Dutton Theater. My brother used to work for them. And one of the Duttons, the female one of them, she won Fiddle Player of the Year that year. And, boy, she could tear it up. And then we're looking at Michael Hermsmeyer at the Branson Star Theater, Nashville Roadhouse Live. He's tearing it up right now doing The Devil Went Down to Georgia with Charlie Daniels Band. And he covers that so good. I mean, it's just really, really good stuff. So we love a good fiddle here in Branson, that's for sure.
Everybody loves those fiddles. It just gives such character to the music.
Yep. Now, a lot of country music artists started here in Branson and had theaters here back in the day. I know Roy Clark did, and Mel Tillis used to hang out here all the time. He didn't have a theater, but Glenn Campbell did. Mickey Gilley, his theater is still here, even though we lost Mickey about a year and a half ago or something like that. But yeah, so it's got a good base for country music, but it isn't all country. I mean, Andy Williams had a 19-year run here in Branson, Missouri, and his Christmas show was one of the biggest things here in town. So there's a lot of variety here, too. But I'll tell you what, I think it's really probably number 2 to Nashville for country music, don't you?
I don't know. I know maybe for traditional country music, it actually gives holds on a little more. Sometimes Nashville, Nashville's got a tendency to tell people what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
They tell people this is what you like, this is what the music is, and I've been told in Nashville more than one time that your traditional country music won't fly.
Wow.
But that's not what they tell me when I play in Miramar Beach, Florida, or in Somers, Connecticut, or Roland, Arkansas. It's still there. But Branson, I've not had any experience in Branson, but I've heard about Branson all my life. I have a great uncle that used to come visit y'all about twice a year, every year, so I always heard the stories.
Wow.
And the theaters that keep the traditional alive without the I don't know. I said without some of the extra that gets in the way sometimes in Nashville.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a story. I've got a song about Nashville. There's parts of it that you just gotta love, and there's parts of it that you just you can't stand, but you can't do without.
Yeah.
That love-hate relationship some days.
Yep.
We
haven't been there since 2018, but I bet you we could do without the traffic.
Oh, gracious. I've got a line of songs that says I'm sitting out here in this Nashville traffic. It's looking more and more like West L.A. And it can get really bad now.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I tell you what, we play the stuff on here that Nashville doesn't know about yet, and that's why we're playing this show and been doing it now for year number 10, just wrapped up last May. So I still have a great time finding and researching this new music and reaching out to folks like you, and now I've got your promoter reaching out to me to interview you again, and that's always great, so no problem there. But there's just so much talent out there, untapped talent, that not only doesn't Nashville not know about it, but the rest of the world doesn't know about it yet either. So.
Yes, and it's here again. It's people like yourself who give us a platform and let our voices be heard when it gets lost in the jumble in Nashville, and it's a difficult place. But there's great music out there. I run into people on the road. I run into artists on the road, and you've got some really good talent and some really people who are bringing along your traditional style country music, sometimes with a new twist and with personal sounds. But it's there, and I thank you so much for bringing it out and putting it out there, and I hope people are enjoying it, listening to it.
Absolutely. And it's not just you that are making this traditional music that is basically maybe an unheard artist, but there's others out there that are related to the big names in country music that you've actually had the pleasure of opening for, one of them being Waylon Jennings, who is the grandson, I believe, of Waylon Jennings. My buddy Dallas Moore, I've interviewed him on the radio, and he just cut a great duet with a buddy of mine named Scott Southworth, and I'm playing them on the radio. So, as big as this community is, it's small and everybody knows everybody, but, those folks are trying to make it in country music. Johnny Paycheck's son, John Paycheck, he has his own brand of country music. But his dad was famous for a song or two, take this job and shove it. I can think of, I want to say that to my boss a lot, but not on the radio, but.
I've been very fortunate and blessed to have my path cross some interesting people. Morgan County Fair, Morgan County, Tennessee. I opened for the band Overdrive and Waylon Jennings, and I got to talk to him a little bit, and he was quite the character. And Dallas, my buddy Ashley Best in Cadiz, Ohio, we were at the Capitol Theater in Wheeling, and I got to open for Ashley and Dallas, and then I got to go out back and hang out with Dallas's old manager who managed David Allan Coe.
Wow.
So it's kind of interesting when you get to talk to people like that. And I've shared some stages with some interesting people. Dallas Frazier, who's passed on now, he wrote Alley-Oop when he was about 15, and wrote There Goes My Everything and Elvira, and Peanut Montgomery down there in Sheffield, Alabama. He wrote all kinds of songs for George Jones and Tammy Wynette, and but you meet the most interesting people. And old Dallas Dallas. He's burning Honky Tonk down every night. That's
yep.
And Scott Southworth. I've gotten to. I don't know him real well, but he's a super nice guy, and I love his honky tonkings. I mean, I got to pass him more than once. Saw him actually the other night at the Commodore Grill on West End Avenue in Nashville.
That is awesome. You know, I've interviewed him a couple of times, and he's got some great lyrics in his songs, too, and some of them are funny and, you know, just tells a good story, but makes you laugh, you know, too, in the songs. So he's just a really, really neat guy and super, super talented. Well, you are as well, my friend, and so we're going to play one of your songs and let everybody hear what you sound like singing on the radio. They don't make them like that anymore. I know this is probably about some of that stuff that George Jones said, you know, who's going to fill their shoes? You're trying to do your part, but they sure don't make them like they do anymore, that's for sure. Tell us about this one.
They don't make them like they used to. It's a nostalgia song. Mm-hmm. You know, you think about how things change, and then it hit me when I was writing that song. There's a little twist in it, and that, you know, it's people that change, and it's people who make the things around them change, and kind of the point of the story. But it'll make you remember some stuff, that old porch and that old tin roof and things like that. That song has been played the most of any of our songs. We do all our own PR pretty much. We don't do a lot with that and don't invest a lot in there's charts everywhere, and charts aren't what they used to be. Unfortunately, a lot of charts are basically you just pay your way on them. We don't do that. Mm-hmm. We send the music out and it gets played. And this particular song, I want to say it's probably approaching about 40,000 plays since mid-January. Mm-hmm. So for somebody that you never heard of, that's not too bad.
That is not too bad. And we're going to give it another spin tonight. They don't make them like they used to. His name is Craig Hendricks on the Tim Kelly Show. KICR, Indie Country Radio. New country's best on 2 for Tuesday.
They don't make tin roofs like they used to. You could count every drop of rain falling down and get lost in the rhythm of a summer storm. They don't make roofs like that now. They don't make tin roofs like they used to. They don't make old porches like they used to. The kind that wraps all the way around, where Mom would rock and I would swing, and Dad would play the guitar and sing. They don't make porches like that now. They don't make old porches like they used to. The world turns another day, and old things have passed away. New things take their place like they do. Then it crosses my mind that only people change with time. No one stays the same, not me, not you. They just don't make them like they used to. Like they used to. Soft green grass, wildflowers all around. We would laugh and we would run, or just lay under the sun. They don't make yards like that now. They don't backyards like they used to. The world turns another day, and old things have passed away. New things take the place like they do. Then it crosses my mind that only people change with time. No one stays the same, not me, not you. They just don't make them like they used to. The world turns another day, and old things have passed away. New things take the place like they do. Then it crosses my mind that only people change with time. No one stays the same, not me, not you. They just don't make them like they used to. They just don't make them like they used to.
That is Craig Hendricks live with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. They don't make them like they used to. Great song, my friend. Absolutely killed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And, boy, does it sound traditional. I love that.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And we're going to go out with another ballad here in just a little bit. You said this is your favorite song of all time, so you said you don't mind if I play two ballads, and I'm like, you know, I'm a sucker for ballads. I love that in country music. So.
Yeah, the Destination Home is what I end all my sets with now.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's a ballad that's near and dear to my heart.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, your music is getting recognition because I'm looking at the right column on your website, and you have had 19 times you've been nominated for a Josie Music Award, 2 times Song of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, and I think I saw that you won it in 2022, last year, right?
Well, not quite. I got 13 nominations, I think, total. I may be wrong on that, or just for Josie's. But I've got nominations for some other stuff, too. I was up for Songwriter of the Year. This is my second or third time. I did not win it before for that, okay. But I did win a World Songwriting Awards and a World Songwriting competition. And this year is my third consecutive year being nominated for Best Male Country Artist for Alabama for the Alabama Music Awards. So we've been fortunate. I did actually won the May-June American Songwriter Magazine lyric competition. And that'll take me through the end of the year with their big competition, and really excited about that as well.
Awesome. I guess what I'm looking at, it's called a Songwriter Achievement Award. Maybe it's a plaque, and it's for a song called Life Ain't Easy.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I've had I guess you're right. Number-wise, I don't remember. But last year we had 3 that made the top 100 out of several thousand. I don't know how many thousands of them there were, but we had 3 that made the top 100, and then the final Life Ain't Easy was one of the top recognized songs out of the whole.
Yep.
So awesome. that was an honor. Yep, I added that plaque to it, and that's a song that was actually put on hold for a little while for Three Dog Night.
Wow.
When they're actually ran into a keyboardist that tours with them when they're touring Southeastern United States, and he heard the song and took it to them, and we were hoping. I was hoping it was going to get played right after Jeremiah is a Bullfrog, but
yep.
Hadn't heard back yet, and you know how that goes.
Well, I want to ask you this question too, because just to the left of that picture are 2 bearded guys that look like country music's version of ZZ Top. I think the one on the far left is Dallas Moore, but tell us who those guys are.
Yep. That one there is Dallas Moore, and the other fella is Ashley Best.
Ashley Best, okay. He sent me some of his music quite a while ago, and I have some of it. I need to spin it.
Ashley is a very unique fella. He's one of the only people that I know of as an individual artist that has a very unique sound of his own. You know, I know I'm influenced by George Strait. I know I'm influenced by some of the Alan Jackson. Ashley tends to cut his own trail, and I really respect him for that. And he's got some good stuff. He calls himself Appalachian Fusion, but him and Dallas complemented each other pretty well.
Well, I'll tell you something, that if you do run into him, and if he listens to this show, then he can hear the recorded of it. But when I first got the music from Ashley Best, I thought Ashley was a woman, and then I started hearing him sing, and I was like, okay, something's up here.
Yeah, he said he's run into that a time or two.
So, yeah, he's got a great voice, but the name will sure throw you a curve for a minute. Yeah, so that's funny. Love your interview tonight, man. Thanks for doing it, and I appreciate the time, and you're awesome. So we do want to try to work it out where you can come to Branson. I'll give you those details, and we'll see if we can't make that happen. I would sure love to meet you in person.
Oh, I would love to do it. I'd love to be up there, love to meet you, and thank you in person for having me on your show and for what you do for our music. Absolutely.
Speaking of your music, where can folks reach out to you on social media and find some of that music?
You can find me at CraigHendrixMusic.com, and you can also find me all the streaming and all the download platforms, everything, Pandora, iHeart, Amazon, everywhere, Spotify, YouTube, you name it, it's there. We do have a new release to Christian radio. It's called I Found Grace. Please request it. I don't know how I'll have to get it to you, make sure that you have it in your cupboard for next time. But you can find me anywhere out there, and you can find me on the Facebook and Instagram as well.
That sounds fantastic. And like I said, I've been watching you on Facebook, and you've been very busy touring. So I'll just ask you off the top of your head, do you know where your next gig is going to be and when?
My next gig, Thursday night, I'm going to do a songwriters round at the Debbie Champion Songwriters Round at the Commodore Grill, West End Avenue, Nashville. A friend of yours, Roger Adams, going to be on stage with me that night.
Love Roger.
Yep, good fella, great baritone country voice. Yep. And then on Friday, I will be down at Bayside Marina in 10 Mile, Tennessee.
There you go. Well,
after that, I have no idea.
That sounds great. Well, Craig, it's been fantastic talking to you once again, my friend, and keep in touch, and hopefully we'll see you in person, but we're definitely going to see you on the radio, as we say around here.
Thank you so much. I also look better on the radio.
Hey, me too. We got that covered. Destination Home is the song we're going to play next. A great ballad on this 2 for Tuesday edition of the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. Craig Hendrix.
Don't remember the last 500 miles I just drove. To a cold and dark hotel room and a bed where I slept all alone. Maybe I'll dream about her before I wake and chase that sunrise down the road. Yeah, this chasing fame's been fun, but now I'm set on destination home. In her chair by the front door she left open wide. So she could hear the gravel crunch when I pulled up in that drive. She'll run out to meet me with a love like I've never known. Yeah, this chasing fame's been fun, but now I'm set on destination home. In a few days, I'll pack that old car back up and I'll go. To sing my song and play my music somewhere out there on the road. Till the last note of the last song on the last night of that last show. And I'll have no regrets, but now I'm set on destination home. Until the last note on the last song, on the last night of that last show. There's something I won't forget, but now I'm set on destination home. On destination home.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Looking back now, I'd have done things different. A lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda dones, but I didn't. Now I'm standing alone in the kitchen, just wishing I'd have took the time to listen some more. Held her hand and held every door. Ended every night and started every morning with some kisses. But you can't go back on a yesterday. Now I'm right in the middle of too little, too late. Looking back, now I'm the reason that the fire burned out. If anybody let anybody down, it was me. And now I see why she walked down. Looking back, now it's coming in clear and loud through the silence of this empty house. I bet she's digging up goodbye gravel on her way out of town. She ain't looking back now. Looking back now, I'd have left her no choice. She needed a man, but I was just a boy. And now it's just me, in the memory of her leaving me. Just looking back, now I'm the reason that the fire burned out. If anybody let anybody down, it was me. And now I see why she walked down. Looking back, now it's coming in clear and loud through the silence of this empty house. I bet she's digging up goodbye gravel on her way out of town. And she ain't looking back now. That the fire burned out. If anybody let anybody down, it was me. And now I see why she walked down. Looking back, now it's coming in clear and loud through the silence of this empty house. I bet she's kicking up goodbye gravel on her way out of town. She's got that car pointed west with a hammer rolling down. And she ain't looking back now.
His name is Cody Hibbard, and that is a great tune called Looking Back Now. We'll have another one from Cody in just a moment. Welcome to hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show. KICR IndieCountryRadio.com is the website. Live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We just had another great radio interview. Craig Hendricks. Got to go check out his music. He is fantastic. Traditional country music. Boy, if you like that, he makes it. CraigHendricksMusic.com is his website. Tell him Tim Kelly sent you, and check him out on all streaming formats, including Reverb Nation. He's got some great stuff over there as well. One more for Cody Hibbard. It is called Just for the Record on the Tim Kelly Show. KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on 2 for Tuesday.
Just for the record, the reason you ain't heard from me is I've been trying to find the right words, and it ain't been easy. Just for the record, I know it's long overdue, but I gotta get this off my chest the only way I know how to. Yeah, girl, this one's for you. Some songs are meant for the radio, some songs are meant for a party crowd, some songs you put on a backroad mixtape, some songs you gotta crank up loud. But here's a few chords and the truth about how I ain't me without you, and how right now I'm wishing we were back together. This one's just for the record. Just for the record, I wouldn't take back one kiss, I wouldn't change one thing about you, wouldn't undo one thing we did. I know all that don't matter now, you got your life all figured out, and I'm just out here on the road with a bottle of Jack and a guitar, singing to no one. Some songs are meant for the radio, some songs are meant for a party crowd, some songs you put on a backroad mixtape, some songs you gotta crank up loud. But here's a few chords and the truth about how I ain't me without you, and how right now I'm wishing we were back together. This one's just for the record. So I don't forget about your blue eyes and how it feels to live with my regrets. Some songs are meant for a midnight drive, some songs are meant for a country crowd, some songs you put on a backroad mixtape, some songs you gotta crank up loud. But here's a few chords and the truth about how I ain't me without you, and how right now I'm wishing we were back together. This one's just for the record. Yeah, yeah, just for the record.
Hey y'all, it's May Estes, and you're listening to Tim Kelly on KICR Indie Country Radio.
Almost missed the turn to my mama's house, just looking around at all the things that have changed since I rolled out. That brand new coffee shop used to be a gravel lot. It was the home game hangout spot, and now it's not. And it's real clear to see we're through without me. The sun will go up, sun will go down. They'll widen the road on 58 South. Out with the old, breaking new ground, ripping my roots and my heart right out. Every time that I come back, it's further from what it used to be. I know I'm the one that left this town, but it feels more like this town left me. I just ran into Miss Robertson, my next door neighbor growing up. She said hi back, but I'm not sure that she recognized who I was. How can a place such a part of me move right on without skipping a beat? Cover my handprint with fresh concrete, paving over my memory. The sun will go up, sun will go down. They'll widen the road on 58 South, out with the old, breaking new ground, ripping my roots and my heart right out. Every time that I come back, it's further from what it used to be. I know I'm the one that left this town, but it feels more like this town left me. Time I can, but time marches on like that high school band. And that sun will go up, it'll come down. They'll widen the road on 58 South, out with the old, they're breaking new ground and ripping my roots and my heart right out. Every time that I come back, it's further from what it used to be. I know I'm the one that left this town, but it feels more like this town left me. This town left me. This town left me.
That is a brand new single from Mae Estes. She is my good friend from Hope, Arkansas, and boy, I hope she makes it big. She's getting there. I'll tell you what, made her debut last March the 4th at the Grand Ole Opry, and she's playing there about once a month now, and that's how they do you on the Grand Ole Opry. They want to keep you coming back, and that is a good thing. Love Miss Mae Estes and her brand new single called Town Left Me. Well, I'm also loving this next one, and that's the way it goes around here. Every time I push play, it gets better and better. This one from May is called Your Hands on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR. Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best tonight on 2 for Tuesday.
I've seen your hands grease stained, turn a wrench, swing a hammer, take apart a V8, put it back together and never miss a move. They just know what to do. And I've seen your hands 10 and 2, headed east on 40, hometown in the rear view. You left for me, letting go of everything so I could chase a dream. Steady and true and strong, and right where I belong. Holding a beer on a Friday night, holding a match when I need a light, holding the door and my old guitar, there on my knee in a crowd in a dive bar, holding a ring in my heart for the rest of my life, wearing that band. I hope your hand's always holding mine. I felt your hands in the dark, light me up all over, running through my hair and pulling me closer like nobody else. You know me better than I know myself. You pick me up when I can't stand, like my mama prayed for, kind of man. Holding a beer on a Friday night, holding a match when I need a light, holding the door and my old guitar, there on my knee in a crowd in a dive bar, holding a ring in my heart for the rest of my life, wearing that band. make the most of it. Holding a beer on a Friday night, holding a match when I need a light, holding a door in my own guitar, down on my knees in a crowd in a dive bar, holding a ring in my heart for the rest of my life. Wearing that band, I hope your hands always holding mine. Holding mine.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it. Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is today's country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
She's got a PhD. I own a BAR. I drive an old pickup truck. She drives an imported car. She loves to wear her Versace. I love these old Wrangler jeans. I like burgers and fries and hot apple McPies. She loves that nouveau cuisine. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. I love Willie Nelson. She loves Eddie Van Halen. She's over in Rome, yeah, but I stayed at home, 'cause the Jaguars and Titans are playing. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. Her dad's a big CEO. My dad's a big SOB. I love to lay on the sofa. She'd rather lay on the beach. She spends half her day on the treadmill, but my beer gut looks just fine to me. She loves One Life to Live and American Idol. I love Boss Hogg and old General Lee. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. I do love some Merle Haggard. She gets off on Van Halen. She's over in Rome, hey, but I stayed at home, 'cause the Jaguars and Titans are playing. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. She's over in Rome, hey, but I stayed at home, 'cause the Jaguars and Titans are playing. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. Right where I belong, too.
His His name is Jonathan Lynn. That is called She Went to Harvard. There's a fun song for you on a 2 for Tuesday. Absolutely loving that one. We'll send it out to Donna in Nashville, Tennessee, and hanging out in our live chat room tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio, listening to The Tim Kelly Show. One more from Jonathan Lynn to complete the 2 for Tuesday double play. It is called Dad Does on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Who's the one that first saw you alive? Who was there when you first began to cry? Who's the one that helped rock you back to sleep? Piggyback rides bouncing on one knee. A monster fighter, Santa Claus rode into one. He'll take all your late night calls. He's your worries, big or small. He can't always hold your hand, but he's got your back. He showed you wrong from right with the way he lives his life. He's as close to Superman as you can get. It takes a tender kind of tough to love like a dad does. Who helped you bury the family dog? Change your tires, fix your first broken heart? Who's the one that got you that first job? Your first drink till he cut you off? When the real world came, who gave you that head start? He'll take all your late night calls. He's your worries, big or small. He can't always hold your hand, but he's got your back. He showed you wrong from right with the way he lives his life. He's as close to Superman as you can get. It takes a tender kind of tough to love like a dad does. When you get a little older and you realize it's true, every word was filled with wisdom, more than you ever knew. With your kids you'll be the same way too, 'cause he took all your late night calls. Eased your worries, big or small. He can't always hold your hand, but he still got your back. He showed you wrong from right with the way he lives his life. He's as close to Superman as you can get. It takes a tender kind of tough to love like a dad does. Oh yeah.
Stirring up a spark till I'm one step away from two-stepping away with your heart.
And this.
This old shirt is getting worn. The knees of these jeans are torn. This old back don't work the way it should.
And this.
Holding a beer on a Friday night, holding a match when I need a light, holding the door, my old guitar, that all I need in a crowded and dark bar.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR Indie Country Radio.
J. Michael Adams, 35, Kentucky born, and he survived by his wife and his 3 boys. Good Lord. Plain wooden casket, peace lilies in a wicker basket. Dry eyes, it's no surprise. He was living on borrowed time. Who did it? Who done did it? Somebody took one for the team. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. She called me up and I people crying, and the preacher keeps on lying. No, he was not a man of God, 'cause he'd been called too many times. He was a thief and a cheater, a natural born deceiver. But the moment that he beat her, his ass was mine. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. This blood's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. This blood's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in peace.
She is Kentucky born and raised. She is Taylor Austin Dye. And don't mess with the women of country music. Rest in peace. That is a great song and a great video to it. You got to check it out on YouTube as well. Taylor Austin Dye. The second one to complete her 2-4 on this 2 for Tuesday. It's called Bible Belt on KICR Indie Country Radio. New country's best on the Tim Kelly Show.
Lipstick on a map, cold coffee cup. Backseat watching mama get all dolled up. Counting change, sitting at the pump till the sun comes up. She'll be handing out love. Too young to stay by myself at home. Old enough to know what's going on. Sleeping with somebody new. Just doing what she's gotta do. And I hope that he's a nice man. And one day we can get out of these hills, get off of these pills, and pay them bills with all our clothes on. And one day I won't feel wrong. Born into this fire, don't wanna die here. I just want someone to see me. No, I didn't choose my family. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. The whole town's going straight to hell. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. Put another notch in the Bible Belt. Mama kept her men written in a book. Sometimes I'd sit and thumb it through. See the mayor, my preacher, my teachers. At any hour of the night they could reach you. Police came and tried to take me, but mama cried she needed her baby. It's like heaven's door is shut, it's so corrupt. A prayer's enough to get out of these hills, get off of these pills, and pay them bills with all our clothes on. And one day I won't feel wrong. Born into this fire, don't wanna die here. I just want someone to see me. No, I didn't choose my family. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. The whole town's going straight to hell. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. Put another notch in the Bible. Pay them bills with all our clothes on. and one day I won't feel wrong. Born into this fire, don't wanna die here. I just want someone to see me. No, I didn't choose my family. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. The whole town's going straight to hell. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. Put another notch in the Bible. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. The whole town's going straight to hell. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. Put another notch in the Bible. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching.
You're listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
Well, I've been stomped by bulls, damn near lost my cool. Well, I don't need no sympathy, all night riding intensity, come on. This misery, Texas, gonna take its toll, send me on my way. Well, I've been somewhat cheated, just a little bit mistreated. I've been up and down, round and round tonight. When I leave here tomorrow, there'll be women, whiskey, and drinking on my mind. When I leave here tomorrow, there'll be women, whiskey, and drinking on my mind. To kill the pain and sorrow of a rodeo, I just can't call mine. When I leave here tomorrow, there'll be women, whiskey, and drinking on my mind. When I get to Tulsa, there won't be no do-si-do. And I can't dance on Friday. Doctor says I've got to take it slow. When I leave here tomorrow, there'll be women, whiskey, and drinking on my mind. When I leave here tomorrow, there'll be women, whiskey, and drinking on my mind. To kill the pain and sorrow of a rodeo, I just can't call mine. So when I leave here tomorrow, there'll be women, whiskey, and drinking on my mind. When I leave here tomorrow, there'll be women, whiskey, and drinking on my mind. Women, whiskey on my mind. Women, whiskey on my mind. Women, whiskey on my mind.
His name is Adam Grant, good friend of ours from the state of Georgia. Women, whiskey, and drinking. We'll send that out to Shelly Lynn, listening to us in the state of Kansas, right next door to Missouri. And I'll tell you what, she loves her some Adam Grant. We do too. And he's working on some new music and shooting cover art right as we speak for his brand new album that is about to be released. So that's some good stuff. Well, I told you earlier, I love a ballad in country music. Here's a great one. It is called Let Her Hurt from Adam Grant on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on a 2 for Tuesday.
somebody else will fix his heart, the same one you've torn all apart. Now you're sad, 'cause you did me wrong. You just don't realize what you have until it's gone. But in my mind, I take her back, but I've got to be stronger than that, though this flame still burns. I'll let her hurt, I'll let her cry, I'll let her feel what it's like to hear the words goodbye. I'll let her tears pour down like rain. She can deal with the lonely, she can deal with the pain she's put me through. When she turned cold, she left my heart full of empty, with nothing else to hold. In my mind, I still want her back, but I've got to be stronger than that. This old flame still burns. I'll let her hurt, there was a time I made her smile, but those days have been gone for a while. Oh, what a fool that I've been, afraid of starting all over again. So this time there's no turning back, 'cause my heart just can't handle that. This old flame still burns. I'll let her hurt, I'll let her hurt.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
A dusty country road. I was too young to know what love's all about. A pretty sunset sky that lit up your brown eyes. I didn't have a doubt.
Calsey Colic. That is called With You. It has been great being with you tonight on the radio and having everybody in our live chat room tonight. It has been a pleasure playing New Country's best for you. This next one from Calsey Colic is her latest single, brand new music, and she said it should be Beth's song for the next upcoming season of Yellowstone. I tend to agree. It is called Love Me Like an Outlaw. Calsey Colic on The Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
You got another thing coming if you think I'm gonna wait for you to settle down. This one horse town ain't like the open range. If you want fast-paced freedom, boy, you better leave. If you can't fold the dead man's hand you hold, don't put your chips on me. If you wanna steal my heart, take my breath away. If you wanna kill these lights that set this room aflame. If you're gonna hang your hat by the back door on the wall. If you're gonna love me like an outlaw. Oh, lonely desperado, when you gonna see that you've been sold on fool's gold? Your hard to live in won't come cheap. If you can't quit the saddle, leave it in the barn. Kick off your boots, boy, you can shoot the moon here in my arms. If you wanna steal my heart, take my breath away. If you wanna kill these lights that set this room to flame. If you're gonna hang your hat by the back door on the wall. If you're gonna love me like an outlaw. Ooh, love me like an outlaw. If you wanna steal my heart, take my breath away. If you wanna kill these lights, let's set this room to flame. If you're gonna hang your hat by the back door on the wall. If you're gonna love me, if you're gonna love me like an outlaw. You got another thing coming if you think I'm gonna wait for you to settle down. This one horse town ain't like the open range.
You're listening to 2 for Tuesday on KICR Indie Country Radio.
Girl, you don't need another outlaw. Ain't looking for another Jesse James. Don't be fooled by my hat and boots. No, we ain't all the same. We don't all disappear into the sunset. Ain't all gunslanging, saloon doors swinging drunks. We ain't all rough cut ramblers out here gambling with love. From the looks of it, I can tell your heart's breaking. Dancing and stress, and you need saving. Girl, that's what cowboys are for. They ain't built for running, no, we're riding.
1,000 miles across the desert, climb 100 mountains just so I love your biggest ass on the Arizona sky and hold you tight. Girl, that's what cowboys are for. They ain't built for running, no, we're riding to the storm. Be your strength when you feel weak, man, and sweep you off your feet. So take my hand and let's get back up on that horse, 'cause that's what cowboys are for. Dancing in the stress and you've been waiting for a hero to go saddle up and save you. Girl, that's what cowboys are for. Ain't built for running, we're riding to the store. Your strength when you feel weak, come and sweep you off your feet. So take my hand, let's get back up on that horse. That's what cowboys are for. That's what cowboys are for. That's what cowboys are for.
I had a great radio interview with him a few months ago. He got to open up for Tim McGraw last summer on his 2022 tour. He's got a brand new single that will be out this Friday, so that's going to be perfect for our New Music Friday that we're going to be doing this Friday live from the Branson Star Theater. How about that? Perfect timing. It's called Pretty, and it is a pretty song. Great song from Brandon Davis. He don't make a bad one, does he, ladies and gentlemen? Well, let's play another one of his. It is called See You In It from Brandon Davis on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on 2 for Tuesday.
Do you remember that time we were sitting there beneath the porch light on a late night? You were just smiling back at me. The world took the back seat. I was hanging on your every word. Or that night we caught the late show. Your daddy didn't know we were flying down a back road. His F-150 was where I stole your heart in the Georgia dirt. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in town to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. Thinking back now, I can still see summer sundress, your hair in a mess. We were everybody's dream, always be 18. Thought we had forever found. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in town to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. Yeah. I tried leaving, but every time I try to cross that county line, I find leaving here means leaving you behind. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in time to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living.
again, his name is Brandon Davis. That is an awesome song called See You In It. Well, I want to thank my special guests tonight, Demi Michelle Swartz and Craig Hendricks, for 2 great radio interviews. We had a great time hanging out, and we'll do it again real soon. In fact, we'll do it again this Thursday, a Triple Play Thursday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. We'll hit the airwaves at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll play 3 in a row from every artist all show long, and my special guests will be Bobby Ocean and Travis Dolter from Canada. And then we're going to do a Friday show this week as well, live at 5 p.m. Central Time. We'll do 3 hours of New Country's Best right before we check out the Nashville Roadhouse Live show at the Branson Star Theater, and karaoke after that at 10 p.m. It's going to be a fun night. We got lots of surprises for you and lots of new music, including this 15-year-old hit singer, McKenna, who is in our chat room right now and been hanging out here all night. It's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like us there on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I'm young, I'm old, I'm country, I'm rock and roll. So turn me on and turn it up. Let me make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on. I'll see you